Welcome to the episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I am Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of the Real Housewives of Miami.
Miami, episode 2, season I don't know what.
I think it's 7.
It's 7?
I think so. Yes, because I did, maybe? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think this was, fine. Good second episode.
Yeah, here's the thing about Miami, about all, like, people are so like, oh my God, Miami is like so amazing. Like, you see it on Reddit and, you know, on Instagram, people are like, oh, thank God, thank God Miami is back. It's,
right.
You know, save us from this drought.
Yeah.
Hello, Atlanta still exists.
Yeah. Everyone was talking about the first episode as though it was like the best episode
Like,
of
it was like
Housewives.
game changer.
Yeah. And
It totally like revolutionized Housewives. And I'm like, there was some petty fighting. We got some backstory. There was a flashback. I mean, it seems pretty standard for a Housewives premiere. It was, you know, entertaining, but, you know, this episode was entertaining as well. I guess because I don't feel the connection, right. I'm not as hyped. So maybe if we'd been watching this, you know, from the beginning of the reboot 2 seasons ago, 2 or 3, I don't know, we'd
have some more opinions about it. Yeah. No, I got the impression that in last episode where the fact that Lisa and Larsa were just going so hard at each other, like that's just like, oh my God, I can't believe that was happening. Where it's like, it doesn't seem all that far-fetched for it to be happening.
Is it because they're best friends? Do you think that's why people are like, I can't believe they fell out so quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't guess. I really don't.
From what little I see, I don't see a lot of loyalty, and that I would be like, oh my God, Larsa's gonna look after me. She's my bestie. She's gonna like cook me some chicken noodle soup when I'm sick. I don't feel the warmth from either one of them. They both seem pretty image conscious and a little shallow. Not that they're not good people, right? You know, whatever. But it just, I don't feel like
they don't seem like the most nurturing of friends,
right?
Yeah.
Right, as opposed to like others in the group. So,
well, I mean, I don't even know, do others in the group, are they more nurturing? I don't even know that yet.
I think I still stand by the fact, I think I'll be consistently standing by Guerdy as the realest chick out on there. You know, not just because she's going through something really real, not just a breakup or whatever, or a AC addicted boyfriend. Eventually, she's like, just seems like she's just living her life authentically, and the cameras are capturing it. And she's not putting on airs or trying to create a story.
Well, except so far we really haven't seen her have any conflict with the other women yet. I mean, Julia, but we haven't really seen that.
I hear it gets bad.
Exactly. So far, just her and her husband, you know, and following up on her cancer treatment, the reconstructive.
Yeah, of just like I was, you know, again, like the whole, you know, you don't think about, you think. You hear, you know, remission and like everything's great. It's, you know, you survived, but then it's like you're picking up the pieces from what happened when you're battling. Like when she was talking about all the chemo treatments and radiation and all these surgeries to try to get back to like, you know, somewhat normal for her. Right. And even when she says like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be happy, it's like, oh, that's really, you know, sad, but it's real. You know, that's what people go through. So I think, again, that's more meaningful story to me. Not that I'm not entertained on the opposite side of the spectrum by the insanity that is Alexia and Todd. And how she just cries at the drop of a hat, man. You know, I'm like, it's like emotions are out there, and, you know, and the dinner, like the roller coaster of like, I'm a strong woman. I love him so.
I mean, I see
freaking narcs. I'm sorry, narcs.
So many narcs. Thank God they defined what a narc was.
I know.
Because I thought it was a drug informant.
Well, I mean, there are in Miami.
But
other AC.
I mean, I do think that's some of the ridiculousness that you come to expect from Housewives, and Alexia is definitely bringing it.
She's like bringing it more than anybody else. Like, but
I mean, if we're going to talk about like what's going on, I'm confused. Is she or is she not back with him at that point?
I feel like,
are they together now?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We should maybe watch what happens live after.
We probably should. Yeah.
I think he filed for divorce, broke her heart. Like, they had stopped filming, and they kind of got to a better place. And now she's like, I hate him, but I love him. I can't forget what he did, but I still love him so much. And so it's this like back and forth. And like we saw it literally play out at the dinner of like, I hate him, he's a narc, but I can't stop loving this man of mine. Like,
but do you agree with Julia's assessment that he just started kind of playing nice to her because he knew they were picking up cameras again?
Probably.
And they didn't, and he wanted to be able to control the narrative or not be painted to be this horrible guy.
Yes. And also the fact when she said that he didn't like the show because it made him seem like a horrible guy.
Right. And of course the irony that she's just sitting there at dinner like talking about how horrible he is.
How narky he is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't have any real like feelings on the matter.
It was just hilarious that she was saying, I don't want drama because it's, that's about Johnny. And then like proceeds to make it all about her.
Yeah.
And Johnny has to like comfort her. And he's like, damn, why'd I leave Madrid?
Yeah. He, like I showed you, he reminds me of Gromit from Wallace and Gromit. Just
I could see.
Shocked Gromit the whole time. His eyes just, whoa. And then,
because he's like, "Why are you doing this?" And then, like a beardo,
that guy, that was a sharp.
That was manic. That was like George Michael would rise from the grave and be like, "Good on ya."
Yeah. George Michael wore it better. Like every time that guy talked, I wanted to be just
like his barber took out a ruler.
Yeah,
and like there was just like got that like perfectly. Manicure. It was too perfect.
It was too perfect, and it also just it didn't matter. There was too many different levels of growth going on between his hair and his beard, and
is that just like rich Miami gays? That's how they do it.
It must be, and it must be again why I don't think Miami's glamorous. I mean, he was an attractive man, but and what did I find him attract? Would I be attracted to him? No. Was he attractive? Yes.
Yeah.
So, but. Yeah, that whole dinner was just weird.
I just thought the other women was like Guerdy and Kiki and Julia were like, and even like Larsa are like, we're just gonna let this play out.
Yeah,
I don't know like how to like intercede here. But when she started like calling him out about like his fake rental and this and that, and I was like, oh,
that just seemed like sort of the BS posturing that she's gonna turn around and she says all this stuff now and she's gonna turn around and be like, oh, I love him so much.
Yeah, I can't resist him, but I'm like, think about what you did to Frankie.
Yeah, don't forget what he did to Frankie.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how they flew to Milan on the same flight and didn't say hello to each other, and then were somehow shocked that production put them in the same van?
First of all, there's the real packing scene. He actually had to pack and leave. Like, I love how Larsa was like, no, we're going to miss our flight. It's the only flight today that's going to go to Milan. You will not be in the fashion show. And miraculously they make it.
Right.
And then, yes, the fact that they're on the same flight in the same, not even a Sprinter van, like just a large sedan.
Right.
Or SUV.
Or minivan even. It was a minivan.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, just a minivan.
Okay. And all that luggage. And then, trying to like, and like Lisa's like, stop yelling, calm down. Your son's in the front. It's like... He's 22.
Yeah.
I think he's okay.
He can handle it. In fact, he chose to put himself in the front because he just didn't want to
there's no room with the camera guy there.
Yeah.
The camera guy's like, can you move to the front? I got to get all this.
Yeah.
We don't have any cameras like popped up, like taped to them.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't really know what they were arguing about. I mean, I know what they were arguing about, but I don't really care.
It's the same thing they argued about at the fashion show, or the after show. Just... in the Fabolous, which, where the hell did Fabolous come from? Like, I haven't seen Fabolous since 2002. Okay, and I used to be down with some Fabolous, Fabolo, but just the whole what he said was true. Just like, stop hanging out with her ex, and she'll stop disrespecting you, and that was what the fight was about.
Right.
And it's like, just let it go, stop being petty. It was just. The back and forth was dumb. The confessionals about it were dumb. Her talking smack to Jody and saying that, he sucks and he's a psycho. And I'm like, don't bring Jody into it. Like, let's just keep it between the two of us.
Right. I didn't think that what she said, like the fact that Lisa was saying, oh, my dad's back in the hospital dying. I don't think what Larsa said was like all that bad in the van.
It was truthful, but it's not what you say.
But I mean, I think
in polite society,
I would actually say that to a friend of mine. I'd be like, "What the hell are you doing here if your dad's dying? Like, go home."
But like, he's still well, I guess at that point he was. Stop trying to grab gaps.
But she looked like she needed to be pet and picked up.
No, that's never the look on gaps.
No, she wanted it.
No. Anyways, so what were we saying?
I was talking about you go home, your dad's dying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, yes, but I wouldn't say that to somebody. Like, it's her father,
especially when it's already a crunchy situation,
right? When they had been separated, and now they reconciled, and now he's dying. Horrible timing, and she feels bad enough, I'm sure. Without her friends saying what are you doing here? It was just really unnecessary.
I don't know.
Between that and pulling out her phone when Lisa was walking, talking shit about
that
her.
was bullshit, and we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
But I feel like when she said if your dad's dying, go home, it seemed as though all the pretense of the show just dropped for a minute. I feel like Larsa was being really sincere and just being like, girl, what are you doing here?
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
That's what it seemed like. But obviously, it didn't neither of them focused on that, and so it didn't really keep harping on it.
Well, and also she could have said it in a way of I know
right
about your rocky relationship with your dad.
Right.
I think it'd be better if you're there with him. I feel bad. I feel like if you're not there and something happens, you'll be really heartbroken and really guilty.
But it came off with the sort of tone of, well, why are you here? You
stupid biatch.
Well, you shouldn't be doing this. It doesn't matter that you're going to have this opportunity to walk in a fashion show. You should be.
But it was Philip Plein.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Philip Plein.
I totally know Philip Plein. I mean, I wear Philip Plein all the time.
Oh my God. He's Eclipse Calvin Klein.
Yeah, I know, right? Mixed with, who is that guy with the horrible Ed Hardy? Some of those rhinestones. There's rhinestone skulls on some of those clothes, and I was just like, "Oh, is this Ed Hardy for the modern day?" Bad Bunny, Mad Bunny.
Is it Mad?
Psycho Bunny.
Psycho Bunny.
Yeah. I was just okay, but yeah, that was really, 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 I'd say shitty during and petty. During the fashion show to be time for a selfie, especially with Jody sitting right there.
Right.
Also, did they make it? What's his face? The international Jack. What was his title? The
global ambassador.
As this global ambassador was made out of soundproof material. Oh, I'm going to say all this stuff about Lisa, and
she's 50 something in line, and
and he can't hear it at all.
It was pretty loud though.
Well,
I mean, we only heard them because they were mic'd.
That's true. But I do have friends who, when they enjoy air conditioning, they claim to have super sensitive hearing. So,
like a bat?
Well, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people who enjoy air conditioning tend to, over-exaggerate their skills.
You saw they vehemently deny that, both of them, in very, very long Instagram posts.
Yeah, I think the damage is done though. I mean, when two knuckleheads like us are, latching onto the
talking about your AC. Yeah, I don't mean Andy Cohen or Anderson Cooper.
Yeah,
yes.
It's just fun to have code words for stupid things like that. And it was so. It was good shade. It was good shade by the editors to be oh, and here's them enjoying the air conditioning.
Yes, and then we see in the clip for next week that I don't know. I'm assuming she's insinuating that he looked very high.
See, it's fun. We can say it. It's always so good.
You see.
So
I have to say, one opinion that I'm formulating, and this is also from the internet, mainly Reddit, and also seeing her reaction. I don't like Julia.
I don't think I do.
Oh, you
see, I got the cat. I got the cat.
Oh, Gabs.
See?
Oh, Gabs.
What was that? Now she's not going to talk.
Yeah.
What is this microphone?
It has to be on the show.
Okay. All right, kitty. I'll put you back down. Don't throw me. I got too many of those already from the other kitty.
Yeah.
So, don't like Julia.
No.
I don't think I do either.
I think she's full of shit. She's come out and when she brought up those receipts on the show, I'll just get reservations. Guerdy she brought out her own receipts and proved that what Julia was saying was crap.
So you're following all this off on social media too?
Yes. Okay. And I just yeah.
You are invested. You are. You do like Guerdy.
I do. And I just feel Julia's not. I mean, how do you come for somebody who just survived cancer?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Not just that, but also, she seems to be a very nice person. And the whole, like, Julia's retelling about the whole Zoom call and whatever, that's not how it really happened.
And it also seems, even if it is what really happened, it's just still a shaky, like, oh no, it's too bad she couldn't be there. Like, get over it, you know? Like, what do you want her to do? It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it, You're adopting children or fostering children.
And then if you can phone dictate, I think I said this last week, I can't talk about this. You'll see it. You can film dictate.
Yeah.
I adopted some kids. I'm really busy right now. Be happy for me.
Right.
She's.
Yeah, I just, she's got a different sensibility, and then, yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. It's like, so last week you were not wanting to say what you didn't like so much about Martina and Julia.
Right.
But I feel like that's nothing controversial. I mean, for some people it is, but I mean, we're two gay guys with the Housewives podcast. Like, it's probably no secret. Yeah, people who have questionable, like, opinions about trans athletes can go fuck themselves.
Yes. And just like how what she said about trans women, it's just really horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible, horrible, horrible. And I just, it's not right.
Yeah, I mean, I support you when, sometimes when we talk about housewives who have, questionable, not even questionable politics, but like politics that we absolutely disagree with, but are like very polarizing and tend to be, a little bit confrontational about, being called out on their politics. I can understand, like, in any circumstance not wanting to really put a name to it. But in a case like this, I mean...
Well, the thing is we can point out, like, what's specifically happening on the show and how they're being jackals without going to their real life,
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, I think anyone who enjoys Housewives doesn't really want to start questioning the politics of the Housewives,
right? Because you have to really question watching these women.
And are we what are we part of the problem by perpetuating this,
right?
And it does become an issue because it also kind of leans into that whole, like, what is it, love the art, hate the artist sort of thing, where it's like, can we still listen to Michael Jackson and all that stuff. So it's like, but on a much, much more ridiculous level, because this is the Real Housewives.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's very fair to say that, if Martina Navratilova is saying horrible things about trans, athletes competing.
Or trans women in general.
Yeah, screw her.
Yeah, no, agree.
So, and again, it's not something she allegedly said or allegedly did. She's on the record.
At least said this on Twitter so many times.
Yeah, it's the same way that if this was a Stars on Mars podcast, we'd be talking about Lance Armstrong and his opinions about.
I was like, "What are you doing with that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
So
Deep Cut, the show that only we watched.
I think we are probably the only ones who watched that, but it was good.
It was a good show.
Yeah. I can't wait for Portia to be on The Traitors.
Oh my gosh,
it's gonna be so good.
That, like, this Renna and Portia, and even like Stanbury, because I was originally like, what? But I'm like, that could be good.
Candace, Dorinda. There's too many housewives, though. I think they're gonna. I don't know. I think there's enough, and they're tenacious enough where they're going to be able to prevent the others from being kicked off.
They're like, okay, ladies, let's get in formation.
I think that's the first thing Dorinda's going to do.
Yeah,
is be like, I'm not going down this time.
Yeah.
So.
I've cried to Andy Cohen enough.
Yeah. So sorry, we hopped from Traitors back to Stars on Mars to Martina Navratilova.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I agreed. Apart from the horrible things her wife has said, Julia's just kind of boring so far.
And it makes you wonder, is she like starting shit just to like have a story? Because I'm probably sure she cannot put those kids on camera.
Right.
Like,
fosters, no. Especially if they're fostered children. Yeah. I mean, you can't even put photos of them on social media if you're fostered.
So really can't, like, they can't build a story from that. So might as well be, she's not my safe space. I'm like, girl, she's not meant to be your safe space. Like, I mean, I don't really know the history of the friendship, but like, isn't your wife your safe space? Your kids? Like, Guerdy's going through enough of that having to be your designated safe space. Like, go after yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of the comments I was reading about the premiere episode is that basically, like, Guerdy and Julia, really, what are the point of them being on the show? Like, they're not really bringing the excitement that I think Miami fans like to the show.
Well, I think they're bringing, Guerdy is bringing the reality that is true to so many women.
Yes, but it's not the sort of...
Right, but you need to have a yin and yang. It can't be like high drama. You can't have freaking Alexia like whiplashing, you know.
I mean, tell that to Salt Lake City, though.
But even in Salt Lake, there's still like some grounded stories, i.e. Mary and her son.
Right.
You know? So we need to be grounded and camp and high drama and bickering and fighting.
I would offer that people wouldn't really have been as interested in Mary's issue with not her issue with her son, but, you know, in his issues, if Mary weren't such a quirky, sort of memorable, like wacky, you know, housewife, you know, and being able to see her flip and be serious and all that. So, like, you know, if Julia was, you know, quirky and like, you know, and then suddenly it got all serious about things, I could see that being a thing. And that's what maybe the whole, I don't know Guerdy, I don't know her from anything, but, you know, I'm sure there was a time on the show when she wasn't just going through cancer.
Right.
I'm sure she was being fabulous and over the top. And, you know, then the cancer, you know, story came in, and cancer story, you know, then she started going, you know, through her cancer treatments, and that made an interesting contrast. So.
Right. But that's the thing. It's like you want, this is what this show should be, seeing them through good times and horrible times, and like how they actually living their lives, and not creating a story just to stay on the show.
Right.
So I think, you know, it may not be like the high drama of Miami, but it's, again, like I said, a reality of so many people.
I hear
think that's important to like have that, because I don't want to see like Alexia like freak out and cry every scene.
But I wonder how many people do want to see that. If that's the draw of Miami,
how is that like an hour? You can't do that for an hour.
Don't yell at me. No,
Girl, I'm tired for you.
I mean, I think that's also, we discussed this a little bit, I think that's what Marisol's there for, is that they're like, if we just have an hour of Alexia screaming about Alexia, it's going to be too much. But if we pepper that in with Marisol screaming about Alexia, we'll be fine.
Bro, it's not good for the whole or the soul, bro.
But it was somewhat alarming to see a friend of have like a dinner scene with their husband.
Full-on scene.
Yeah, a full-on
scene.
Housewife. Yeah, I was like, what? But then when you think about it, she was just talking and updating us about what was going on with Alexia.
Like if we saw Jennifer Tilly in a full-on scene, like just talking about jewelry and like whatever, and her ex-husband and her poker playing, it'd be like, what are you doing? You're a friend of. But if she was there, I'm really concerned about Sutton, then it's like, oh, this makes sense.
It's a whole different thing. So, I mean, I get that Marisol, because she is an OG, you know, she kind of gets a little bit more latitude, and she's a huge fan.
Much more than Kiki.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to see Kiki in a scene like that without another housewife.
No, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm, you know, second episode, I don't really have any...
It's doing well. I'm not like totally involved, but it caught my attention, and I'm starting to form sides. I am a bit more Lisa than Larsa.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Larsa kind of bugs.
I see why. I think I'm a little more Larsa than Lisa.
Really?
Where it's like, this is going to be like the North and the South here.
But I'm not offended by it, because it's not like,
I know, true.
None of them are like my girls.
But I'm also wanting Larsa to moisturize her cleavage. Like, it just, those puppies look dry. Like, just, honey, get some CeraVe on there and just...
Not that those puppies look dry.
They do. I mean, all the lighting on there, like, they just look a little chapped. Sorry, but they do.
You're chapped, Tata.
Yes. But no, I think I'm a little more Larsa. I'm not Larsa in that she seems a little too cocky.
Very cocky.
She just seems a little too like, I'm badass, my shit doesn't stink, and I'm right on everything. But Lisa seems to be equally almost as much, but I don't see why. I don't yet see why.
Right. I mean, they're both up. Well, because she's a world-renowned model. I mean, she's Lisa Hochstein. They both are up their own asses, like, for sure. They've not seen the light of day for years, because they're far up their own ass.
But if you were to ask me who, I guess, has more reason to be up their own ass, I'm going to say Larsa.
Right. She has more of the name.
Right.
Whatever. But I find something a bit more endearing about Lisa. And she's kind of a dork.
Yeah.
And she's like, kiss my ass. in her Tamara dress.
Yeah. Oh, can we, by the way, I know I mentioned it to you earlier, but I just want to have Shannon Bedore and Marisol Patton do like a Freaky Friday. Because
you think they're so similar?
I think they're similar in that way that they dress and kind of the way that they move. And sometimes when they're speaking, they sound exactly the same. Like if you take away the accent from Marisol and, if she just starts talking, she has Shannon's voice.
I could see that.
So
yeah,
I just want to maybe they can be on Watch What Happens Live together and do like a
Annie closes his eyes who's talking,
right? Or they can do like an Inside the Actors Playhouse or whatever. What does he call that one?
Clubhouse Playhouse.
Clubhouse Playhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
And they could read each other's lines and we wouldn't know. It'd be crazy.
Shannon, cocky.
Yeah. See, you sound like her. Okay. Anyway, yeah. What's supposed to happen next week?
The whole AC.
Oh, okay. Some more of that.
Yes.
Right. Someone doing air conditioning in the bathroom.
Lisa Rinna's on it.
We need pictures so that we can
make this official.
Well, also I can be like, wait, who do we forget? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That would help.
Yeah.
Are we going to get all the friends? There's a lot of friends on this.
There's 3.
Yeah.
So there's
but there's only 5 housewives. We usually have
photos anyway. 6. You haven't even met the new girl.
Oh, that's right.
She doesn't come until episode 4.
What's her name? Tiffany? Stephanie?
Something like that.
Brittany? Not Brittany.
No.
Tiffany, Stephanie.
I think it's Stephanie.
Ashley.
And it's just dark hair.
Well, Julia can't be the only one.
Right. And she was funny in the preview we saw.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll have to get that together. And I guess we have 8 or 9. We're used to having that. So
totally. Yeah.
Why not? I guess though.
And we got OC coming.
Yeah. We'll have to get all the pictures together.
I know.
Although
OC, they're so cheap in production, it's the same pictures from last season.
Oh, I hope I didn't throw mine away.
We did throw them away.
Why did we throw them away?
Because we didn't think they were going to be new. We still have them. They're smaller than these.
Oh, that's
back when we were doing our smaller pictures.
True. Okay.
So now we need bigger pictures.
All right. Well, you're in charge. You're in charge of the backboard. Yeah. I'm only good at cutting them out because I like using the little paper cutter at the FedEx office.
The Kinkos, the not Kinkos Kinkos.
Yeah, the not Kinkos Kinkos. So, well,
we'll do that.
We covered everyone. Do we want to talk about Kiki just for the fun of it?
Still got that wig.
And I didn't like Adriana's bow in her hair. That was stupid looking.
That was like the only scene she was in. That was like she was a true friend of.
Yeah.
In one scene.
I like my friends of at dinner scenes only.
Right.
Yeah. Just come to dinner parties. I don't need more than that.
And just be like, bro.
Well, till next time, bro.
Till next time, bro.